Okay, so now I've plugged in the S-Video cable, and that S-Video cable is now going to this little $10 adapter. I'm going to go ahead and plug in that adapter, and these are just VGA upscalers. They just take a composite or S-Video source, and they upscale it. And you can hook this up to any VGA monitor. And the nice thing about this is this gives you, the reason why I'm doing this is this gives you full PAL support, because this will digitally accept a bunch of different video signals. And so now, here we are. And you notice that shimmering effect is totally gone.
Yep, it looks much better.
And it's the right, I guess it's the pixel ratio.
Yeah.
And so I actually prefer this personally, even though the VGA, the RGB and the VGA can be a little bit sharper. Colors can be a little bit more spot on. But I would prefer to have a slightly more blurry image if it's actually going to be the right pixel ratio. Now, of course, if you have a dedicated RGB monitor, you can use that. But I think there might still be... No, I don't think there's tearing, actually, if you use an actual RGB monitor. So if you have a PVM or something like that, you can still use an RGB monitor. But if you want to play PAL, this is a great way to do it. If you don't have like a ultra specialized monitor to do that.
Little pro tip: ViewSonic, not LED, DOP. ViewSonic DOP projectors. PAL works fine on them. They've got VGA input. Pretty cheap. Worth getting. That's what I've got.
Nice. So yeah, that's the full PAL support. And then if you want to go back to NTSC, just press the reset button, and you'll go back to NTSC. Let's go ahead and select a game where I can show off the overclocking a little bit. I'm going to go here and do a Sonic game. I do have a video on YouTube already where I did show some of this with Sonic 2. But I find one of the games that's most pronounced is in Sonic Triple Trouble. Sonic Triple Trouble, or in Japan known as Sonic and Tails 2, which is what I'm loading right now, is a really awesome game, but it was really ambitious for its time. It was basically them trying to cram a Genesis game into a Game Gear cartridge. As you can see, it's taking a while to load because it's one of the largest cartridge sizes that they made for the Game Gear. And this might be a bad ROM. Oh no, it's fine. Okay.
Please ignore the normal issues with shooting a CRT monitor with that refresh rate thingy. That line is not there in real life. It's only on the camera, I assure you.
So I love this game, but man, it's got quite a lot of slowdown, especially for a Sonic game. And you'll be able to notice that, hopefully, a little more clearly when I get to parts like this. I think especially after I go up this ring. Oh no, I wanted to hop on the little turtle dude. But it's just like very slow, especially when you hit those plungers. Now let's see what happens when I hold start for 2 seconds, then tap start to exit out. And you see how much zippier it is, especially when I'm hitting these plungers. It's starting to feel a lot more like an 8-bit Sonic game now. And this is one of my main motivations for actually making this one, or for making the overclocking circuit. Being able to play this guy a little more fast, like a Sonic game should be. So that's it for the overclocking feature. Almost done with all the features I can show you that this Game Gear has. Last but certainly not least, or maybe it's last, I'm going to go and show you one of the cool things you can do by having a USB charging port on this guy. is you can use these little USB lithium-ion battery packs. And these are only about $5, maybe 10 at the most. You can get these all over the place. And that way, you're charging, and you're basically never, ever going to run out of power. I can turn on the screen if I move the dial back up. And you have a nice portable setup where, you know, for $5 or $10, you're going to have another 4 hours, maybe more, of battery life. And it's real nice because those Sega battery packs, you know, you can buy those, you know, custom modified ones and all that kind of jazz. But it gets expensive. It can be a hassle. And so it's pretty nice having the option to just use any old USB power pack to charge your Game Gear and make it portable. There's a battery indicator light. It's blue when it's over 75%. Turns about purple when it's around midlife, around 70% or so. Then it goes to red. And then when it's below 30%, it blinks red just like a standard Game Gear would. So you have that bicolor LED upgrade as well. And then this unit, of course, I added an RGB LED to give you the PAL and overclocking indication. And then, of course, you have VGA output, composite, S-video, and a controller port. Since this is the most modified Game Gear I've ever worked on, I actually went ahead, upgraded the speaker as well, and made this custom sticker on the back, just to make it kind of extra special. It's the Ultra Deluxe Sega 3.7 volt lithium polymer battery. And the customer's original serial number had gotten damaged, the sticker, so I reprinted a new custom serial sticker as well. And then this, I actually designed this sticker for the flash cartridge as well. I've already shared that online for free. If you just search EverDrive GG, I posted it on a couple of forums. I should actually host it on my website at some point as well. You can find my website usually all over my YouTube page. It's segasonicfan.wixsite.com/retro, segasonicfan.wixsite.com/retro. But if you just search Sega Sonic Fan, all one word, it should come up pretty quickly. Segasonicfan Designs is what it's called, more specifically. Oh, also, I've upgraded this to a glass screen cover, which is very nice. The original screens scratch quite a bit, and these nice flat glass ones are pretty darn sweet. Whew! I think that's it for all the features this has. We covered the reset, the overclocking, the PAL, the auto-fire support, the start button support, the composite, the S-video, the VGA, also does stock RGB, the glass screen, the sticker upgrade.
Do you want to show off the batteries?
The switching mode. Nah, it's fine. I mean, the batteries are in here. They're lithium polymer cells. I try to leave everything intact once it's all put back together. But yeah, there's lithium polymer batteries in there as well. It doesn't actually weigh much than a regular Game Gear with AA batteries. I think it's about the same weight.
What's the battery life like?
It varies depending on which screen modes you're using. But I'd say it's something like 3 to 5 hours. It's the same as like if you had AA's in a Game Gear. Only you're not having to buy AA's every time you're using this thing. And now you can use these lithium-ion battery packs. I do sell, if you want your unit to be heavier, I can actually put 2 lithium polymer cells per compartment. I can actually squeeze in even more. I don't recommend that because then it makes the unit pretty heavy, but you can double the battery life that way if you want to. And that way you can get about 8 hours doing that.
That's going to be the longest lived Game Gear without, plugging it in.
Yeah. But like I said, it gets a little heavy at that point. I don't find it to be that comfortable. But I can do that. That is an option. So I've gotten a lot of requests for people wanting me to sell kits and stuff. I'm going to try to do that, but I have to write all the instructions and then also set up some time aside to answer questions. Kits can be a little bit time intensive depending if people have questions and stuff. So right now I've just been doing installs. People send me their units. I upgrade them, send them back. I'm still happy to do that if you have a unit that you want to get some of these upgrades done. To do all of these in one unit is pretty difficult. It's a lot of wiring, a lot of stuff to cram in, but it is also really sweet to have. This is definitely the most fun I've ever had playing a Game Gear. Been testing this out for the customer before I send it off and having a good time doing it. So that's it for this video. Feel free to post any questions. You can also reach me on my website, and I'll try to answer the best I can. And yeah, have fun playing your Sega games, enjoying some Sega hacks, some hardware upgrades. This is Segasonic Fan, signing out.